Hi everyone, this is Juliet here at Healing Water Sanctuary, and we have Brigitte Antelme joining us from the Source Centre in the south of France. So it's on a deep, dark winter's day, moving towards the solstice. Is it dark there for you, Brigitte?
It's just starting now, but we had the most glorious sun today. Glorious, glorious, glorious. And the skies tonight were pink and blues and purple. So morning and night, we have the most amazing skies. So for me, it's something changing.
Yeah, something's changing. I think we're on the cusp of something changing. That's my sense. And yeah, like everything seems to be getting so intense and absolutely so crazy making. And the things that are going on are absolutely shocking beyond belief. And there's this sense like, you know, how much worse can it get? And yeah, so, but it feels like, you know, the light is dawning. So,
hello, beautiful Julie. Oh, I know it really for you, Julie. I know right now it's quite something for you just to be aligned with. So I really appreciate you aligning with us. And hello, Daryl.
Daryl, lovely that you're here.
So yes, so Daryl connected with me a while back because he's been a bit like Mabi, tracking and not being able to find anybody to validate what he was tracking. So it's good to find tribe, isn't it? Hello, Marianne. Hello, beautiful ones. Greetings to you from the Soul Center in Southwest France, and you're in Santa Barbara. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. Yes, so just taking a deep breath in to soften as I hold presence with each one of you. Hello, beautiful Therese. So some of you are on Facebook, any of you from YouTube? Maybe that's the little red dot, I don't know.
So we seem to have all the channels working, which is wonderful.
So we have Lillian. Hi from Totnes. Oh, hello. I never settled in Totnes a long time ago.
And Ina's here from Scotland.
Oh, hello, Ina. Yes, I've been following you, Ina, too. Thank you for what you share. Each one of you, amazing wells of deep wisdom.
I love that, wells of deep wisdom. And, I think when humanity can come together in our collective wisdom, just imagine how powerful that is.
So Julie, you're on YouTube. Okay, lovely. So, well, today we're going to take it just a little bit deeper. But Juliet, you have a few things you wanted to share first.
I thought it was fun. Anyone that saw the ad on Facebook and the start of YouTube, I was hunting around last night looking for, because I'm just learning how to do these things, looking how to make the little ad for the promotion for the video and things, and I found that photograph with the black T-shirt on and the Enlightened Warrior written on it. Did you see that, Brigitte? I don't know.
Yeah, I did today, and I thought, good gracious, you're getting very talented. I'm going to have to catch up. Yeah.
So I thought I hadn't seen that photograph for quite a while. It just popped up when I was hunting through things because everything's a bit muddled on my computer, unfortunately. And yeah, it was exciting to see that picture, and and it's so appropriate for the time, isn't it? About we all need to step into our enlightened warriorhood.
Yeah.
So that picture comes from a training I did in the jungle of Malaysia. this really intense enlightened warrior training.
Oh my gosh, Juliet.
Where I had to do the most incredible things. I was hoping Zuleika would come on the call as well, because I sent it over to her, because that's where I really bonded with Zuleika. We were both there, and we had to do the most incredible things to prove that we could stand up even in the most fearful situations and not give in. And it was a week-long intense training where we had to walk tight ropes. I've got incredible fear of heights, and we had to walk on these tight ropes in the tops of the trees in the jungle. And we had to jump out of the trees. I mean, we did have harnesses on, but it doesn't make any difference when you're standing at the top of a very high tree and you have to jump. And I was so terrified. I had to climb up this tree, this very high, straight trunk. And there are these little wooden things pinned. It was like a tropical tree, that pinned to the trunk of the tree, that I had to climb up. And I was so terrified. I had to climb with my eyes closed. And then there was this wooden platform at the top of the tree. And I had to feel, where's the platform? Because I didn't dare open my eyes because I would get vertigo and I'd be so frightened. And I managed to crawl onto the platform. Oh my God, it's like my heart's racing now just thinking of it. And then on the platform, I had to move to the edge of the platform, and I had to jump. And at that moment of jumping, it's like I just shouted, "For my children!" My jump was for my children. It's like I'm just facing my fear.
Oh gosh, Juliet, what an exploration. I mean, it's quite something for me to visualize you at the top of that, platform tree.
Yeah. And the worst thing was, it's like, I did it. I thought, how amazing. I actually managed to do that. And I'm back on the ground and I'm shaking like crazy. And then we had to walk further through the jungle. And then we were faced with this other challenge to climb up some other trees and walk along these tight ropes. And I managed to do the second one. I had no idea that there were going to be all these challenges. And then we had to go through another challenge and walk through another tightrope with another person coming from the other side. And we had to step around each other. And it's like, no, I can't do this. I can't do it. It's absolutely too terrifying. And this young man said, oh, I'll do it with you to encourage you. He'd already done it once, and he scooted up the second tree and came up. And then we had to do another one with diverging tight ropes, where we had to hold each other's hand, and we had to edge along these tight ropes, and they were divergent, so we were getting farther and farther away from each other. So we had to balance, and our arms stretched out. And we really bonded there, and that was amazing. So we went through. That was one day. I mean, such a long day, from 5 in the morning to 11 at night. And we were doing this like for 5 days a week. Every day was a different set of challenges, like one day walking in 40-degree heat with rucksacks filled with bricks on our backs. And then at the very end of these challenges, these days of challenges, at 11 o'clock at night when we were finishing, and we thought, thank God, we've managed to get through all this. We were presented with another challenge, which we were presented with a builder steel bar, one of these really strong steel bars. And we had to place it at our throats. And this young man, his name's Jerry, who'd gone on the tight ropes, said, I'll be your partner, Juliet. And we had to put it on our throats. And we had to lunge towards each other, not knowing if this was going to pierce our throats and kill us. But the aim was to bend the bar. It's like, you get into a kind of madness. It's like, okay, I can do this, even though things are impossibly difficult, because the courage and the spirit of being the enlightened warrior rises. And this is really powerful. And I think this is the spirit that we need at this point in time. Even though things appear to be impossibly difficult, that as human beings, we have the capacity, if we really focus ourselves, to take us through this, because humanity is amazing. As human beings, we are completely amazing, multi-dimensional beings that have incredible capacity to do You know, just think about the things that humanity's achieved through the course of our evolution. We are so much more than those, whatever that you call them, the, you know, the elitists, the globalists, the dark forces, whoever all that is that's rolling out this madness and these mind control programs. They can't crush us. They can't crush us human beings because we are so creative and we have such big hearts and we're so powerful and we have imaginations, and when we think something, it manifests. So they can't crush us, and we are rising as enlightened warriors together.
You definitely are one of those today. And you've got, I can see you've got your shield. You've got your beautiful little shield on that blue dress. Lovely, Juliet. I mean, very Egyptian, ready for the chariot.
Yes.
Racing. So we have beautiful Jack who says, greeting, beautiful soul tribe. And Jack said, what an amazing set of experiences. Respect. Graham, I hope you asked the guy on the tightrope for a donation towards the tractor. That was too long ago, Graham. And Debs and I lived in Malaysia, just across from the Petronas Towers. Wow.
Yes, so these things that we do and will continue doing until the day we pass into the other realms, only to return again with even more dedication for the well-being of humanity and the evolution. And I think we're at this point of a real evolutionary shift right now, aren't we?
I feel that. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
So how is it? How has it been for everyone? What's happening for you at this moment? What's the pivotal? You know, what's been the inspiring thing this week? What's uplifted you, even though things have felt dark and difficult?
That's a big question from Juliet, isn't it, to all of you?
Yeah, it's a big question.
So, Karina Swing, sending loving blessings unto you. Yes.
Well, Brigitte is going to share some really lovely, lovely in-depth.
I don't know.
We don't know. So maybe whilst people are tuning in to what's uplifted them this week, maybe we can just settle.
Yeah, and Therese is saying she's creating new. That's beautiful. Yeah. And Karina is sending loving blessings. That's beautiful to send that to planet Earth. It's very needed to send loving blessings, not to us, but to the planet Earth.
Yeah, that's really.
And what you've just shared about that amazing way to be and stand in the warrior. Whatever the warrior means, it may mean just being in silence. It may mean getting up in the morning and welcoming the new dawn.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be big things, but it's how we are with whatever we're engaging. How are we with that? And if we're in 100% presence and consciously witnessing, then all is absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to invite you a few weeks ago, I think it might have been 3 months ago, I invited, I think it was Abigail, I'm not sure, might have been Heidi, just to get in touch with what are your talents? What were you born with? And what are the key codes that are yours to be manifesting when they're ready to manifest. I think I invited you, and I remember some of you said you didn't know, and then we started looking into that. You remember, Juliet?
A few weeks back, was it? Or longer?
Oh, quite a few weeks back. Yes, at least a couple of months. Oh, here's Abigail. Yes, good evening, beautiful. Beautiful, you too. I think it was Abigail who was asking, what are my talents? So Daryl is saying, messages that I'm receiving, keep it light and playful. Felt a big evolutionary shift last Friday, networking here. Like mycelium, finding voice and kindred. The old is falling away rapidly. Yes, Daryl, it definitely is.
Yeah. I'm getting shivers down my legs as I read that, Daryl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Yes, definitely the mycelium. And I'm going to be engaging in a minute with another level, which will come through this crystal.
Yeah.
So I'm just sharing before I read Graham's. So just look into this amazing crystal, kyanite. It's a gift from a beautiful man.
Did you say it was kyanite?
A kyanite.
Beautiful.
I think.
Beautiful blue.
Yeah. So it's got crystals as well. So it's not been too damaged. It's still got its mother, you know, what I call the some of its roots from where it has been taken or taken out of the vault, the cave.
Yeah.
It's still got some of those beautiful crystals and absolutely shining.
Yeah, beautiful crystal. So I've just had this thought because I just got a strike against me on YouTube yesterday, which is like they are so on anybody's case if there's anything that is slightly, you know, goes against their censorship. So just asking people here to be mindful about words that you put in the chat. So you can put asterisks between the letters or something, and then I don't think the bots, the robots, can pick up things so easily. But and for us to be careful about what we say. So
okay, well, I'll be extremely mindful. And we have yes, thank you, Abigail. It is a beautiful crystal. So Graham, watching the government and mainstream media using the exact same tactics and strategies as they have all along, absolutely hilarious. Yes, it can be if we take that stand of stay mentally polarized. We can just allow it to roll. At one level, yes, but I would say laughing can be a tactic to cope with how extremely painful it is. I speak here as a woman because I know right now people who are extremely ill and even dying from what's been rolling, not just what's been going into the bodies, but what has been as well separation for too long for many, many people, separating from loved ones. It's taken its toll on them, and they are maybe going to have to move. So there is Marian is saying there's an extreme intensity within your family, two members with whom you have a profound and at times difficult soul connection are at the end of their lives. Okay, Marian. So
yeah, that's very, very, very challenging, isn't it? Like how can we stay in our hearts and in our love and be compassionate and not to fall into this division. We've been pushed and pushed and pushed to somehow polarize, but we mustn't polarize. We've got to stay together and you know, hold compassion and love, no matter how much it appears that somebody else is on the other side, or you know, the whole. I've just been reading a book called Fear, which my lovely friend here lent to me, talking about the deliberate rolling out of psychological games on people by our government, by the behavioral insights team, and how they nudge people into particular behaviors. So they want to nudge us into conflict and to polarize. So at this time, with the passes that they're trying to implement around the world, we have to stand together and push back that we don't have those things happen. Yeah, so stay in your hearts with your loved ones.
Now, Marion, wherever you are, I don't know if you can get some essential oils. There is one which is called the Nard, N-A-R-D. It's a sacred one, or the Pruche, P-R-U-C-H-E. It really helps with people moving on because of the fear of the separating from the physical form. So that can be supportive. Myrrh is another one. So Nardostaski, I don't know the English names or the Latin name. I would have to look at that. My gracious me, that's a hell of a long thing you've just written, Graham.
You're not meant to say it like that, Brigitte. It's wonderful that Graham has written a long message.
Yeah, I know, but...
So we could share reading it. So I'll read the first part.
Just a minute, there was someone else beneath that. Oh, yes, John. Hello, John. Beautiful John. Hello, Juliet and Brigitte. You're in competition with the Prime Minister, if you say so. I love your face, your happy face.
Yeah, we have to do opposing nudges. So if they're nudging people into collectivism and feeling fearful, we're nudging people into togetherness and feeling loved. So this has to be our focus. Loving connection.
Yes. So Abigail, I've decided I'm living my life my way. I love that. And I love the F with a little at it.
Yeah.
Lovely. So
Graham says, in the statistics, watch for the use of the term with and from. They mean two very different things. With is the basis for all overstated numbers and fear-mongering, and includes 28 days since a test and underlying conditions, etc. Whereas sort on from, and as per the government's own database, the numbers disappear though through the floor. It's all manipulated, isn't it? It's completely and utterly manipulated. All the numbers coming out of MPs, experts in the mainstream media, people who died within 28 days of testing positive for the Rona. I like that. A test that does not detect one of those wiggly things, if it wiggles at all, that has never been proven to exist. However, it can detect 184 strands of old genetic material that we naturally have in our bodies. These are the numbers, yeah. That Professor Pants Down Cummins and Hancock were so afraid of, they just did whatever they wanted and when they felt like it. Hence the parties during this period last year when these public servants certainly portrayed the actions of people in fear for their lives.
Yeah.
There's so much hypocrisy, isn't there? If people can see through this hypocrisy and how we've all been manipulated. Yeah. So if you start studying the psychology and the profiling and the use of particular words to see how to get people hooked into the fear. I mean, Mary and I talked about it a lot earlier in the year. Anyway,
so Marian is saying both really sorry, Graham, I'm going to leave you with all this. It's amazing. And yes, definitely that test can pick up anything from the 192 of whatever it is that we human beings have in our physical body. It's because we are absolutely thrivingly alive. We're not alone in our bodies. We've got loads of little beings who are helping us to stay healthy. And some of us sometimes don't help us to stay healthy. So it's down to us, isn't it? So Marianne, both relationships are greatly healed now, but it is still a very deep loss coming. So Marianne, I'm just inviting you How would it be if we just offered a little silent space with you right now of presencing? Would that offer some support for your heart, your body, your soul? It's just an invitation how to be with you and others. I'm resonating with you because I have a friend, my GP, who is in the process of dying too. And it really matters right now. How are we able just to be present? Just presence. There's nothing that needs fixing. And trust and surrender that all is in alignment with the highest divine purpose. And can you make sure, Marianne, that you resource yourself, please? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, each one of you. Yes, Johnny was just making another address to the nation. It's interesting, but may I invite you to move away? We're going to move away from media. We are the best media. The universe is the best media. Nature is the best media. Birds are the most amazing media. Sunset, sunrise, clouds, rain, friends, the most beautiful, thriving, alive media we have to engage in on a daily basis. And what we're seeing is the ticking down of the media. But if we get trapped and we become hooked like a fish at the end of a bait, then we'll just go round and round and keep this alive. So I invite you just to pace how much time do you engage in this. And I know it's not the same for a woman and a man. I haven't had TV for, I don't know, decades. And most people don't understand that. But I know. And because of that, it enables me to have so much more spaciousness to engage with life and each one of you. So, Abigail, the love and vibration is wonderful on here. Oh, that is beautiful, Abigail. And yes, mainstream are telling lies. Yes, John, there has been one death with Omicron. Well, they have to keep rolling it out, haven't they? But remember, someone has been taken out, a president in Africa, who released that Omicron is now positive. It's just tested positive. And if you know what that means he's been taken out. So Graham is saying he's currently reading a book called Dark Persuasion, all about brainwashing of the masses through social media. Yes, great book. Just make sure you bring balance when you read that.
Well, that's really interesting. I've also been reading about these things that they put over their faces today and how there's absolutely no proof at all that it does anything, but it's adopted because of collectivism, because it's a way of making people, reminding everybody that there's fear out there, and like we're all in this together, we can do this together, and it's very definite a propaganda tool.
Well, I'm refusing. So, Graham, listen to two ficologists.
Psychologist Melanie's here.
Yeah. Oh, hello, beautiful Melanie, on the significance of masks. Yes, there isn't anything to prove. We know that. I come from a medical background. The only time I saw masks were on the operating theatre when I was supporting my dad when there was a major operation on the weekend. That's the only time I ever saw these things manifesting on the face. And that was more to protect the fact that the body was opened in case, there was a sneeze or whatever from the professor when the body was a little bit opened or very bigly opened. That's the only time. And yes, in the last WAR, in the trenches when they had the gases, and in the Vietnam War for the gas. Yes, and even then what they did, the Vietnamese, they went underneath. They built tunnels to protect their families. And they were amazing at doing that. So that goes back to the warrior of Juliet at the beginning of this conversation, this beginning of Restream, when she was sharing walking tight ropes and climbing on very tiny little wooden things to get to this platform and then throw them herself in the void, trusting that the harness with all those bricks would not break. So, what a warrior. So,
Abigail says, my son at work refused to wear the muzzle, and when somebody comes to him, he says that, don't worry, you don't need to wear yours.
Well, it's interesting because I went to visit the town hall, made a very short video last week. I had to collect my Christmas present, and I just walked in without this muzzle on my face. And the women in the corner just gave them my name and presented me with a box, which I've offered to my postman because I don't eat meat. And and I just walked out. And I think they were just floored by my just walking in. And I'm doing that everywhere. I've just walked to the post office and done the same. And I went out, and the same as you, Abigail, but a little bit twisting different. So it's important to have a little magic bag and to bring out a little something. So as I was going out about 200 meters, there was this woman, an elder too, like me, and she came out of a car without a mask and put it on and looked at me. And she, just as she was finishing to put the mask, she said, "Oh, you haven't got your mask on." And I smiled at her. I said, "No, but you've got yours on." And that completely took the wind out of her sails. So she didn't know what to say. But we were in the main street, breathing oxygen. So I just wanted to say that, how to just bounce back and find ways where, like today, I think everyone was blown and they all moved away from me when I had my big parcel and handing it over to the woman behind the tier of the post office.
How to be an enlightened warrior.
Yeah. And there is something about the energy we hold that's absolutely nobody will dare to speak. And I'll tell you why. It's because there is no fear. If you have a little bit of fear still inside you, then they will hook into that. Somebody in that crowd will pick it up and just throw out a hook. They can try, but it's how you're going to send it back. So that's the real warrior.
Yeah, well done, Ina. Well done.
Yes, wonderful, Ina. Yeah.
So, Brigitte, would you like to share your crystal?
Well, we've been quite away, haven't we? Away from what I just started. So for those of you who were not here, I just want to share this most beautiful crystal. Oh, we have Lillian now. I've just been gifted a book called The Book of Knowledge, which is a book to guide humanity through these times and bring us into unity, love, higher consciousness, and peace. Are you familiar with it? No, but it's wonderful.
Yeah, if you can post it
if
on.
you can tell us, if you can write, who is this back, or who is this book from? Yeah, the book of knowledge, because there's so many books of knowledge and so many books of knowledge that have been deviated. So let us know, because I tend to go from the book of knowledge that I am.
I like this from Abigail. Her son, the boy is over 6 feet with a big red beard, so he's not challenged. That's good.
I love that. I love red-haired men, young men. I mean, older men too, but I love that sort of, there is a quality, the Irish men, a lot of the Irish and the Scottish have got red hair. I've got a granddaughter who had a bit of red hair, and she's stunning. She's very powerful, but she doesn't know it. So Abigail says, neither has my boys, Jack. Wonderful. And Jack, touch wood, so far I've never been challenged to cover my face. Wonderful. Well, there you are. So again, shall I start? Your grace is overwhelming and funny. Thank you, Julie, for both of us. So this is beautiful crystal. So I'm inviting you. Wait a minute, I'm trying to make you see it. I'm going to move away from what's being shared, Graham, because otherwise I won't be able to do the transmission. So I'm going to ask a question before I do this. Either I'm going to do a transmission because I have to go into that crystal and allow this crystal to share some of its information, or I'm going to go on connecting with you and what you wish to share. So it's up to you. I'm easy. I'm really easy. I have no expectations. So Graham is saying one of my sons went into his local shop not wearing a mask, and someone asked him, where is his mask? He told her he didn't need to wear one as he's a superhero. Nothing more said. You see, that I love that. That's exactly what you have. You have to start coming with
Humor.
Not only humor, but something that is not expected. That's going to take the wind out of their sails or the rug from under their feet with no aggression, just a smile, kindness. And I feel people are really desperate to see your faces. So if you come with a happy face, bouncing, open heart, my feeling is then they're not going to say anything to you because we are mammals and our autonomous and our autonomous nervous system, this is something I'm discovering more and more, our autonomous nervous system really longs to be reassured. So now I'm going to be working.
Yeah, Jack wants you to do the transmission. So let's continue.
Where Jack is privileged because he's already had quite a little bit of that. It is called The Knowledge Book Transformed into Writing by Vedis Bulunt, B-U-L-U-N-T, Ondu Korak. Thank you. So, will that stay in the chat?
Okay, focus. It will be on the chat. You just have to focus now, okay? Don't look at the chat anymore.
Well, it's there, isn't it? So I'm going to shut my eyes. Okay.
Shut your eyes.
I'm inviting you. Now you've seen this beautiful crystal. I'm inviting you to really tune in, go within, take some deep breath. And I'm inviting you with the same invitation I did a few weeks ago, a month ago, with Abigail was here, Heidi was here, and many others were here. I'm inviting you to connect with what are the gifts, the key codes that are yours. So when you take a crystal, one that's been offered to you, or one that you have bought for yourself, one that calls to you, crystals belong to the mineral world. They've been there for millions and millions, trillions of years. Welcome, little one. We are honored I've been taken into a very deep, deep place. And this is deep within another dimension within Mother Earth. I stay on the edge of what is a giant dome room, fully lit by the most amazing stalactite, which comes from the top of that dome. It is so bright. I have to step back and shut my eyes and move in with an inner vision of being present with this civilization. We are told, you humans lived as if only you would leave this earth. We have been here for millions of centuries. Beyond you, we do not look like you, yet we manifest with our transparency. So you feel us. We are smaller than you. We don't need to have the vision like you have. However, We are a very wise civilization. We live from love, compassion. We only live from love, compassion. And within that vault, which is where we live, it's a giant world. We all communicate with the upper world. That is the well. When we connect with the waters, all the waters of life. I am not given permission to describe their bodies to you, but I am given permission to share that by the water's edge there is a beautiful young dragon without scales. It doesn't need scales because it's living underground. And I can see it looks at me and we just communicate a telepathy. And when planet Earth will be once again radiant and at peace, we shall return with the dragons of the waters. We shall return and walk and swim and play with you again. And so it is. They wrap each one of you around their circle and they offer the most beautiful blessings. Their bodies are diaphanous, quite transparent, and they all look the same. There is no need for us to be different. We welcome each one of you for being here today. And we give grace to the crystal and to the one who gifted it. And we invite each one of you here today to remember the keys and the codes of light, of transmissions that are yours to share with humanity within this timeline and within any other timeline. And the more of you that can access those wisdoms and the information as you remember, the faster will be the time when we can once again be seen and be walking with you. I have to leave now because my heart is just aching. They say thank you and hold grace to each one of you as each one of you leave that cave. And a little dragon, it's a young dragon, goes back into the waters. Those waters are like a turquoise white transparency. It's from deep resurgence. And they send you 1,000 blessings. And they've always been with you. They've always protected you. Thank you. Mm. So, may I invite each one of you, when you've got a crystal, there is wisdom, there's information within those crystals. And always ask for the permission, and then really tend and care for them. And sometimes take them with you to the mountains, to the springs, to the sunshine, to the moonlight. And thank them for all the wisdom that they carry. Because when they get sold, they've been taken off, ripped, sometimes exploded. They've been hurt. And this one has been hurt too. It had, when I started the journey, it had 1,000 charts that went through my heart. That's what happens when we place dynamite to take some crystals and then sell them. So much gratitude. So, Juliet asked me today to do this transmission. I wasn't sure. I've been able to speak with crystals and minerals for a long time, but I've never been given the permission to share it. And because I was asked by 2 people, there was a kind of validation. So I don't know if that has spoken with you. If it has, then it's with grace. And if it hasn't, then that's okay too. Because mineral worlds, we're not all from that world where we can weave different timelines. But what I'm inviting you is just to remember, what are your keys? What do you carry? Thank you, Jack. Thank you, Abigail. Thank you, Juliet.
Yes, thank you, Brigitte.
They cannot share anymore, I have to say. I cannot divulge anymore for now.
So how can we anchor ourselves into our deeper beings, into our divinity, into unseen realms? How can we anchor into part of the wholeness of life, the interconnectedness, all the beings? You know, we're one of many conscious beings. Can we feel that connection and that love? Can we give ourselves permission to be still and to listen deeply?
That's a beautiful invitation.
Yeah.
I felt most of us, we've lived our life with a programmation that we are human beings and we are the privileged ones to live on this earth. However, we are not alone. There are other civilizations. Most of them are invisible. But I was asked to share this today because many are going to start manifesting. And so this transmission was an invitation for you to start engaging with that deepest well of wisdom that you carry within yourself. So Lillian, thank you for this beautiful transmission. You're welcome, Lily.
And Darrell says, some of us know that traveller types, so they can embody a human form and walk amongst us. Thank you for the transmission.
Well, the ones I was given to share today have been from Mother Earth, from the beginning of Mother Earth. So they hold an energetic field, and I can't share any more than that. And they're connected to the water, and connected to the well, but I can't say more today. But if you think that everything is interconnected and woven like our autonomous nervous system, if you think of the whales go very, very deep and they go around the earth and they make the most beautiful songs. And I did a transmission a long time ago connected with the song of the whales, and their sound was going all around the planet. And it was just like creating a vault of the highest frequency, not only of light, but of love. And they were holding the planet into that frequency and connecting very delicate strands of light. And recently I was working with whale in my belly when I was going through grief around loss, and I picked up that thread of Japan, who during the wartime they had nothing left. They started hunting the whales to survive. However, that has become now something terrible that's been hijacked. And there are less and less whales, and we need them, we need their song to hold the coherence of the planet Earth. And it's the same strand we're working with Juliet tonight. How to bring our nervous system, our autonomous nervous system back into coherence. So not wearing a mask helps people to see your face and
for the nervous system to relax and to calm.
Yeah. So Debbie, you're replying to Graham. You feel it's the only way things will change when we connect with deeper things, and I think more people are able to do this. Yes, Debbie, definitely. This is a remembering and a surrendering. It's two things. We're bringing the pieces back into unity, and we're living to remember the pieces. So whale is holding some of the pieces. The dolphins are holding other pieces. So is the lion, so is the tiger, so is the moose, so is the bison, so are the elephants. If you look at an elephant when they lose a loved one, and they go round for hundreds of thousands of miles, but when they go back to that place where their loved one died, where their trunk and the tusks, they caress the bones, they give homage to the bones, they remember. There is a ceremonial ritual. So what we have been experiencing is a dismantling of all our sacred ceremonies, sacred rituals. And what we're being asked is to go back and remember.
To put that together. We need that sacred connection, don't we? And that this brings to mind what's happening at the moment for the Aboriginal people in Australia, and how they're being rounded up and put in camps yet again, and forcibly, well, some forcibly injected or coerced or manipulated, mind controlled, and how they really need our solidarity right now. And I have a YouTube channel, not a YouTube channel, I have a Telegram channel where I can post information that isn't censored, isn't taken down. So the link is underneath here. I will put underneath this YouTube video. So would really offer that for you if you want to find out about things that you can't see on Facebook. But I recently posted a video that's happening once a week. It's a Zoom meeting once a week. And on that Zoom that I posted were people speaking from Australia about what's happening.
Yes.
To really support the Aboriginal people at this time. And to listen, I know that Jack has listened. You listened, didn't you, yesterday, I think, Jack, to that Zoom meeting, which immediately got taken down when I put it onto other places. But you can find it on my Telegram channel, so do check out my Telegram, because the Aboriginal people, there's a cry for help from Australia. The Aboriginal people need our help, because
Yes.
they are the dreamers. They have access to the timelines that we since have long forgotten and disconnected from. So thank you, Melanie. Thank you.
Yeah. So what I wanted to say in resonance with you, Juliet, is what I shared just now. And thank you, Julie, for what you shared. It's been an amazing presence. Yes. What I shared has to do with the way the Aborigines too have those dream visions. So tonight, in homage to the Aborigines and to all those who've been absolutely abused, destroyed, because they hold that capacity to remember, to dream the visions, and to walk in between the lines, which is one of my gifts. That transmission was in homage to the Aborigines. I spoke for them too. Maybe are you working with your candlelight? I lit that candlelight always when I do a transmission, and I just wanted to show it to you, because as I hold it, I'm still connecting with the little people beneath. I'm always connecting now with them and with the Aborigines. So I'm weaving. I'm a weaver. Yes, Daryl. Remembering what is essential. And what is essential right now is to just to be in presence.
Yeah, to remember our sacred connections with each other, with our families, with our tribes, with Earth, Mother Earth, with the sun, the moon, and the stars. Remembering these divine connections. So important.
And I wish I could have taken a snapshot of that thought. I just hope I gave you as best a transmission as I was able to share today. And they have a great sense of humor too.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you, Abigail. So we've got 2 scarves. One is already going to go for someone. So I'm just going to share them again. But one is upstairs, so I can't share it. Oh dear, I'm dropping everything now. So there we are. So this one is made out of oh, wait a minute, that's it, a twisted rib.
Beautiful.
So it's a little bit more complicated, and I've edged it with crochet on one side to finish it properly. So whoever wants it, I'm happy to send it. And however, this one and the next one, because we haven't managed to get our act together, this one is going to be for a fond me for an elder Aborigine grandfather, father, elder who passed away, and to pay for the ceremony and for his body to be taken back. And his name is Lulu Polholm Cox. So whoever wants this, or whoever wants to participate, can send a link somewhere. I don't know where yet. I need to work this out. And yes, so you can see it's a very
It's beautiful, Brigitte. Totally beautiful.
It's a twisted rib, so it takes much longer, and it's 100% wool. So there we are. And there is still one that's going for the tractor.
For the tractor. And just to say that the fundraiser for the tractor, I think it's absolutely going to finish today, maybe in the next couple of hours. So some of you have really generously donated to the tractor. Thank you so much. We haven't managed to raise enough funds for the tractor. This fundraising is going to go on for a few months in different forms. The scarf, what do you call it? The not auction, raffling at the scarf is one thing we're going to do to raise money for the tractor. And yeah, I'll post the link for the tractor underneath this video, but it's also on the Facebook page. So just be aware that we're coming to the deadline. And if you go to it and you can't make a donation and you'd like to make a donation anyway, please contact me. And so many of you have already fundraised with me for the tractor. And just to say that the Healing Gardens, if you don't know about them, are beautiful, beautiful. Oh, thank you, Jack. Thank you. The Healing Gardens are beautiful gardens we've created here at Healing Waters. It's community gardens. It's been going for about 11 years now, and it's to support people in the community with beautiful organic food, the possibility to come and be part of a community, mental health, and, you know, just to feel part of a tribe. And it's been really keeping people together over these difficult times. There's a lot of people who've been really distressed, so it's been wonderful for them to come down to the gardens and to benefit.
So sorry, just before we close, I'm having Abigail, I'm having Graham, who are bouncing off each other. I love that. Abigail was saying, how about next week and the auction? Yes, for the scarf. Would an auction not work? I wonder. We're wondering how to do it. Just bid next week for the scarf, and whoever wins sends the funds when the auction is complete.
Well, that's a great idea. We could auction on here, and then people can say, okay, I bid this, I bid that, and whoever
but how do we pick up the name? We need the names and push it out of the hat.
No, they're saying they could auction. So we could say who's going to bid on this scarf, and somebody can say I bid X number of pounds, and somebody will say, well, I'll go to a bit more, and somebody else will say I'll do a bit more. We could try.
Okay, because I have to send it with customs. You have to understand that. So Lillian, what a great idea! Dream weaving into the song lines with your scarf creation. Yes, that's beautiful, because at the moment I'm weaving medicine with the Aborigines who are being persecuted again, like their children were persecuted. It's the end. It's the end. It's to bring it all to the surface so humanity globally sees what's going on and what's taken place with the theft of their children, the theft of their land, the theft of their culture. But that's happened to France too. I remember as a little girl, I used to speak patois. Iku sibao, ibao pla. Sorry. I used to speak and everybody used to laugh at me in the classroom. So we were taught we had to forget that language.
Is that the same as Occitan?
Yes, it was the Occitan. Iku sibao, Juliet, ibao pla, Brigitte. But I've lost them all. I got so taken down at school as this little 5-year-old. So that would be a great idea, live auction. Okay, a live auction on a Wednesday at 5 p.m. Okay, so, and I want to make some cows. Anybody would be happy with a cowl. A cowl is something that you put around and you can put over your head.
A cowl.
Yes.
Okay.
Now it's all in one. It's on a circular needle. I just need to ask. Anybody for that? Because if nobody's for that, then I'll keep on knitting scarves.
Cowl sounds lovely, Brigitte.
Okay.
Oh.
So there we are, my beautiful ones. We've run out of time. We're beyond time now. There is no time. So those are still the same wool. And Jack, Can you let me know if you're wearing yours? So Lillian is saying yes.
To the cowl.
Replying to Graham, as long as it doesn't mess my hair up when I put it on, lul. Well, we need to be, you know, I think that having something like that, you know, like that is something very beautiful, isn't that? Yeah, but it wouldn't be like that, you know. So replying, only joking, of course. I like the circular cowl idea. Yes, so do I. Anyway. I wonder how you're doing, Julie.
Oh, Jack's wearing a scarf every day.
Thank you.
Every stitch, Jack, is a moment of love. Yeah.
Not a moo cow. I don't know what you're referring to, Graham. I think there is some weaving going on behind the lines. Marianne, I am. Okay. So shall we meet next Wednesday? Just remember, put the time in your agenda. Now, I think next Wednesday, what day will that be, Juliet? Is that Christmas?
Surely not. Are we close to Christmas?
Yeah, we're getting close to Christmas.
Oh, it's cold in America.
Just a minute, let me just see. Christmas is next Friday, so Wednesday is the 22nd. So I'm not sure.
That's good. 22nd is fine.
Yeah, except I'll be at my daughter's and I don't know about internet. They don't have Wi-Fi anymore, so I might have my phone if that works.
Yeah, I think
but I'm not sure. So if it doesn't, we'll find a way. So I love you. Yes, it's the day after the solstice. Right. Okay. It's a bit difficult for us on the 22nd, says Debbie. Very grateful, so much to receive. Thank you, Julie. Thank you for being there. I feel your presence. So is there another day we could do, Juliet?
Then I don't know.
Tuesday?
Well, people, you can watch in a recording.
Yeah, but if it's a raffle, they won't be able to bet. Debbie wants to do the auction. How can you do an auction when you're not there? Unless you ask somebody to bid for you. What about the week after the 29th? Yes, that could work. Okay. So are you saying we're jumping that week off? We may not do one next week, or we may do one with just a few people?
I can't say about the week after. That's too ahead in time for me to know.
Okay. So we will keep you informed. Beyond words. Yes, I know. I'm still there. It's difficult. Traveling into those places, so just you don't want to leave them. You want to stay there. Solstice blessings to everyone. Yes. Solstice to all of you. And if we don't meet, 1,000 blessings for the Christ energies, which is the power of the heart. Who was that said they will win the auction? Graham, I will win the auction, so it doesn't matter what date. Okay. Well, you know, if I make enough of those, all of you men, when they walk through England, you will recognize each other belonging to the same tribe. So a little bit of humor. Are you there, Juliet?
Yeah, still here. Can you
So
not see me
Lillian,
if I've vanished or something?
bless you. Yes, you froze. Bless you, wise and generous-hearted ones. Yes, bless you, Lillian. I've received 100 messages today with Restream chat. Oh my gosh. Who put that? Restream.io? Carmel Jen Doak. Well, you'll have to rewatch it. Thank you, Marianne, for being there. Thank you, Debbie. Thank you, Graham. Thank you, Abigail.
Yeah, lots of love to you all.
Thank you, Julie. Thank you to all those I have forgotten. And Therese. Thank you.
Yeah, lots of
And
love to you all.
Juliet. Thank you.
Okay, lots of love. So we're going now.